Oh, dude, you know my hatred for the Hawks. You know I'm loving this series sweep. Oh, okay, that's fine. Let's look at Minnesota. Last time I checked, they were 3-0. Hey, what happened? The Minnesota Wild were up 3-0 against the Arizona Coyotes, and now they're not. Now they're in overtime, and oh my gosh, Kirk Cousins just scored. They just blew a 3-0 lead to Arizona. They're even worse than Golden State. Ah, yeah, it seems to be that way, but you won't see me complaining. Hello, guys. Welcome back to DSFR Game 55 Stars versus Blackhawks, and, well, things went about as good as things could possibly be. The Stars were 4-2 over the Blackhawks, and while that score may be indicative of the Stars playing well, it was pretty much the opposite as the Blackhawks were playing a little bit better, I'd say, than the Stars throughout the whole game, but nonetheless, the Stars improved to 32, 19-4, while the Blackhawks continue to be in the bottom of the Central Division at 24, 28, and 8. Not a bad record, technically, but for the Central Division, it's not good enough. Now, Klingberg getting some bad play and goes to the penalty kill, and the Stars play good on the penalty kill, though, and don't allow the Blackhawks to get a goal in the penalty kill. Now, right after that, Seabrook makes an excellent pass right to Taves, who is absolutely blasting into the neutral zone and into the Stars zone. He blasts in and then comes in and then just gets enough room, just barely gets enough room to just snipe it on Bishop. I would have liked to see a save there. He was in position to do so. It's a little bit of a weak goal by Bishop, but as good as you can get shot from Taves right there, and you really can't blame Bishop for that after the Stars giving up a wonky bounce, but still a good goal for the Blackhawks. They're up 1-0. Now, right after that, Taves gets a brilliant pass. He has basically a wide open net, and then he whiffs on it. It goes straight around his stick, and then he's not able to corral it. It was a very, very hard pass, to be honest here, but Taves just missed a wide open net there. Now the Stars do get a power play. They don't do anything with it, but they close into the first with a minute and I think 5 seconds left in the power play. Going on the second period, they're down 1-0, but there is hope there. Now Spezza gets an amazing chance, just a brilliant one, and then he whiffs on it. Spezza, you have the chances, all the chances in the world to get goals, yet you don't. I say to people that say, hey, Spezza has still some life in him and maybe should be the second line center, I'll give him clips like that. He just whiffs on a just amazing chance. He has the widest open head, and then he just whiffs on it, man. Now the Blackhawks make terrible defensive plays as Radulov and Seguin somehow find themselves in great opportunities. Radulov fakes the shot and passes right back to Seguin, and he just taps it in for an easy goal right there. Tic-tac-toe, not necessarily, but a great pass right to Seguin, and he taps it in. 1-1, the game is tied. Now, not even a minute later, it comes around the boards, right to Johns, and then he just wrists it out of net, and then it somehow goes in. They don't call him Anton Beachball Forsberg for nothing. He really can't stop a beach ball there. Just a weak goal, man. Now, Forsberg did play very, very well in this game, but he is one of those goaltenders who tends to give up the odd, just terrible goal here and there. He can play very well in games, but he can give up a lot of weak ones. Now the Hawks kept getting power plays, but guess what? Our PK is elite, man. Now Patrick Sharp comes in, Honka has the puck, and then Sharp just completely buries Honka. Now it was a clean play. I'm not going to doubt that. It was a clean hit. It was everything that it was meant to be. Sharp, great hit, fantastic. But Honka gets sent out of the locker room for concussion protocol. Now I don't believe that it's anything serious because he got up on his own end and was skating out clean and fine. I don't think it's going to be anything major, but maybe he's out for a couple of games. Maybe I'd say that's the most that ends up happening. I don't see anything major here, but what am I know? Of course, I am not a doctor. Now, the Hawks are on the power play, and they did end up scoring on this one as Seabrook shoots wide, and then Anisimov is right there for the rebound as Lindell just leaves him wide open. Lindell was right next to him, but then he just decided to not cover him at all, and then Anisimov is just left wide open in front, and Bishop can't make the save, of course, and the game is tied 2-2 for quite a little bit. Now, Hansel takes a stick and a shot right off the knee. A Richie shot hits him right in, I think, the leg bone, something like that. Now, he did end up coming back into the game, and he didn't end up playing very well back into the game, but that was pretty serious for a moment there, and it looked pretty bad. But ended up coming back, which is good. Now, the second period is about the end. There's 4 seconds on the clock, and then Klingberg is about to pass to Pitlick. Maybe he can get a shot on net. Maybe he can do some stuff, and oh my gosh, he scored. Now, Klingberg made a great pass to Pitlick, but man, was Chicago giving him way too much room to shoot there. He cranks up because he knows the timer is about to end. He cranks up, blasts it, and makes a perfect shot, basically. Now, you could say Forsberg should have had that, and I could see that, but I'm not giving Forsberg the whole blame here. I'm going to say that Chicago shouldn't have given him the time or the room to make a giant slap shot. It was at the blue line, but Pitlick just snipes it, and Chicago is looking just terrible as they give him way too much room to score, but I'm not going to blame it as the Stars are 3-2, just below or just before the third period. Now, as I said, Hamilton is back in the game. As he shoots, he gets wide open opportunity in the slot after Wright coming back, and then he shoots, and it's off the post, man. It's so close for him getting a goal. That would have been nice to see right after he comes back. Now, to start the third period, Wingles gets a wide open opportunity. Like, the most wide open you can have. I know I've said that people have gotten wide open opportunities in this game, but Wingles just had a wide open net. He was on his forehand, and then he shoots wide. Like, the absolute hockey gods have just been stomping on the Blackhawks this season, but oh my gosh, Wingles has a wide open opportunity there, and he just, blows it. Now, the third period, even though it was pretty stressful, it was icing the game, and now when I see people saying, oh, this is boring hockey, well, get used to it. It's Ken Hitchcock's type of game. If the Stars are up, let's say a goal, maybe even 2 goals going in the third period, of course he's going to want the team to play more strategic, more kind of grindy hockey, more defensive type hockey than scoring goals all over the place. Basically the opposite of Lindy Ruff, and I kind of agree with it. Ice the game, get 2 points no matter what, and that's what the Stars did tonight, and they really did ice the third period, and the Stars did a fantastic job of just limiting chance for the Blackhawks. Even though the Blackhawks got a ton of shots, I think it was over, around the 40 mark. The Blackhawks didn't take too many high-quality chances and high-quality shots, and the Stars did a good job on defense. I felt like this night they're decent. They weren't great, but they allowed the Blackhawks, even though the Blackhawks did whiff on quite a few great chances, the Stars did do pretty well, especially on defense. And the net is emptied for Chicago, and then Sagan gets the empty netter, a pretty one at that, and then he shoots, and obviously the empty net is there, so he gets it, and the Stars go up 4-2, and basically ice that game now. Now, as I said before in the intro, the Stars get the season sweep, get 4-0 against the Chicago Blackhawks for the first time since 2005, and it is just pure bliss to watch. Fantastic. I love it. As you can tell, Chicago is my least favorite team. I don't hate them, but I would be very wrong. I would be telling pretty much a terrible lie if I said I like them. So they're probably my 31st last team, but I still give them a fair shot in lists and all that. But I just see the Stars win in 4 straight against them in a season sweep. It's great to watch, especially the Stars to blast to 4-game winning streak and the Chicago Blackhawks to lose 4 straight going into this. It's fantastic, and I love watching it. And yeah, Ben Bishop was very good. And the Blackhawks, even though they got quite a few chances that were whiffed on, Bishop was making fantastic save after fantastic save, and he was fantastic tonight. The couple of goals that he did let up, the one goal against Taves was pretty I'd say it was a weird one, and the other one, it was okay. It was good. It could go either way, but it was really Bishop's night here tonight, and he really did play well. The defense kind of let him up to dry in a few moments, and even though the Blackhawks did whiff on quite a few of them, Bishop was there for a lot of them. Now, the first line of Sagan, Ben, and Radulov was decent tonight. It wasn't too great. It had we had a couple of opportunities, of course, with this Radulov Sagan goal. It was really the highlight, but they had a few opportunities, but they weren't great. The second line of Spezza, Janmark, and Devon Shore was decent. It was pretty decent. Janmark, of course, had quite a few and decent chances. Of course, Spezza was all over the place in the best way and the worst way. But Devon Shore was, of course, solid in basically every single game he plays. He's a decent player there. And the third line of Faxa, whenever line of Faxa is on, and it's a good line, it was very good tonight, especially on the defensive end. And for the Blackhawks, you're kind of trapped in a corner, aren't you? You have no cap space, you have no room to really do anything. The only thing you can really do is to bank on your prospects that are coming up to play well like the Brincat has, and he really has. I mean, they are really stuck in a wall, and I really don't think any success will come to them in the next few years. I think the Taves-Kane era is done. I am a little hesitant to say that, but unless they make a few great moves, a few great trades, I really don't see them winning the cup in the next few years. I think they're going to have to go on the rebuild. I think Kane and Taves might. I don't know if Taves will have to be shipped off, but maybe even Kane. But I'm just looking too far in the future. For right now, The Hawks are mediocre in a lot of key areas. Right now in goaltending, they really need Crawford back. I think Crawford is the backbone of that team. He's really what they need right now, and he's injured, of course. Forsberg and Glass. Now, Glass is a good goaltender, but he can't really steal games for the Blackhawks like Crawford can. That offense is mediocre. They don't have the depth to really shine and do well in the NHL. And the defense, it's really, really overrated. Duncan Keith has really taken a step back, at least with a shot. 0 goals still in this season, and it's pretty surprising. Seabrook, even though he had a good game today, isn't very good, and he hasn't played very well this season, and their defensive depth is lacking. And really, Chicago is backed up in the hole and back up to the wall. They really can't do anything right now, and they're going to hope that their guys can really take the next level, but we'll see with that. But I'm going to leave it on that note. Like, subscribe if you have not, ring that bell if you haven't, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.